Senator from Alabama.
Madam President, Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas and globalist Democrats have been derelict in their duty to secure the border under President Joe Biden. I repeat, derelict in their duty. Our border is the least secure it has been in the history of our country. In fact, it's almost non-existent. At least 9 million illegal immigrants have entered our country since the beginning of this administration. Our Border Patrol agents are overwhelmed and receive such little support from the Biden administration to enforce our laws that they have been forced to release millions of illegal immigrants into the U.S. And those who are released on parole are given work permits. Tell me this, how does handing out work permits discourage illegal immigration? It doesn't. How do these actions secure the border? It doesn't. We might as well start mailing out every criminal, drug trafficker, and terrorist an open invitation to invade our country. I have spoken numerous times on the floor to highlight stories of Americans dying at the hands of illegal aliens. 12-year-old Travis Wolf of Missouri, 22-year-old Laken Riley of Georgia, Washington State Trooper Chris Gadd. The tragic deaths are a direct result of Secretary Mayorkas' inaction. How many more Americans have to die before the globalist Democratic Party takes meaningful action to secure the border? This madness must end. Americans deserve to be safe from the drug traffickers, terrorists, and murderers who are flooding into our country. The number of people crossing into the U.S. are on the terrorist watch list. It's unprecedented. Fentanyl flows freely across our borders and is killing more and more Americans every day. Law enforcement officers in Alabama tell me time and time again their officers must wear heavy equipment and carry narcan spray to protect themselves from fentanyl that is pouring into our communities. 3 years ago, they had never heard the word fentanyl, says our police chief in the city of Montgomery. The cartels are trafficking professionals. They're managing the human drug trafficking at our border. This is a billion-dollar industry that the Biden administration is turning its back on and allowing. Secretary Mayorkas has completely, 110% refused to do his job. He swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Can any one of us seriously say that Secretary Mayorkas has upheld his oath of office? Progressive Democrats are going to try to table the articles of impeachment and sweep Biden's border bloodbath under the rug. Every House Democrat already voted. They've already voted to save Mayorkas' job. Globalist Democrats are lying to themselves and asking the lives or risking the lives of American citizens. Senator Schumer and the Progressive Democrats can't say they want to fix our border while voting to save Secretary Mayorkas' job. Despite the critical need to secure our borders and discourage illegal immigration, Secretary Mayorkas travels the world discussing national security with our strategic partners while his own country is being invaded. It's embarrassing. Last month, Secretary Mayorkas was in Guatemala discussing migration flows from South America to the U.S. Have these folks done anything to stop the border invasion from their countries? They have done absolutely nothing. In February, Mayorkas traveled to Austria to speak with Chinese officials about counter-narcotic efforts. Did he discuss with them the flood of Chinese illegal immigrants coming to the U.S. through the southwest border. 22,000 Chinese nationals have been arrested by Border Patrol agents at the southwest border since October and released into our country. Most of these individuals are single adult males of military age. Yet the media tries to act like all these people crossing the border are nice people, nice women and children. Some of them are, but most are not. This invasion is more than a border crisis. It's a national security crisis. And yet, I seriously doubt Secretary Mayorkas even brought that up in his meeting with the Chinese officials a few months ago. In February, Secretary Mayorkas was in Germany for the Munich Security Conference. The Munich Security Conference is the largest international security meeting in the world. Secretary Mayorkas was there giving speeches on strengthening global security and partnerships. Americans are dying from our dangerous open borders. And he's talking about other borders across the world. Secretary is responsible for securing its collecting passports while lecturing other countries on their national security. Our allies, they must be laughing at us. The Secretary's priorities should be here, securing our borders, not somebody else's, protecting our citizens, not somebody else's. President Biden has made the U.S. a joke on the world stage, an absolute joke. We need to get our house in order. We're in trouble. So far, there has been only talk as a border as far as security that has been concerned for the last 3 years. Now is the time for every senator to go on the record. If you are at all concerned about the drugs and criminals flooding into our country and moving to your state, you will vote for a full and fair trial. This is not a gray area. Secretary Mayorkas has intentionally failed to do his job. It is time that the Senate takes action. The families of Laken Riley, Travis Wolf, Trooper Gadd, and countless others deserve a fair trial. I will be voting to hold Secretary Mayorkas accountable, and I ask my colleagues to do the same. I yield the floor.